Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you some things about the update that you may not have seen. Let's get right into the video. So as you can see right here, I'm sitting next to my custom window. It doesn't look amazing, but I tried. Okay, I just did something real quick. But the new wall openings, you can actually really do some custom stuff with. And I only just found out by playing around with them a little bit. So let's go ahead and do it right here. So if you go into the build mode category, there are now different types of shapes that you can add to your wall. For example, the basic opening right here, you can create your own custom window with that if you wish. Going into the basic shapes, the cube, of course, we start with the cube. We drag that all the way down, and there we have it. We already have our own windowsill. You can also use that if you have like a McDonald's or something like that. You can also now display your cash register on this part right here. So if you want to have an open window where people can order stuff, you can totally do that just by adding a basic shape or a basic cube at least onto a hole in your window, and I think that looks amazing. Now, removing the cash register, of course, if you want to continue making your own custom window, you can go ahead and go into basic shapes, back to the cube actually, and we are going for the transparent cube. Actually, I should put my sides on first, and I want to create one of these modern type of windows. I actually don't really need sides for these. I'm also gonna remove the windowsill for this one. So it's gonna look something like that. This is my custom window. Of course, you don't want people to jump through your window. So again, what you're gonna do is going to go into basic shapes, going to the cube, and then I personally prefer to use the semi-transparent cube for windows because I feel like the transparent cube is just way too transparent for windows and it doesn't look good in my opinion. And you just drag that up. That's actually a very easy window to make. And then of course, painting our wall, as you can see, we now have a window. You can of course finish it by going into, for example, the structural items. If you want to have rods that go around it, you can totally do that. And there you go. Making a custom windows is a lot easier now. You can drag them out, you can drag them in, and you can also create little levels. How I did this one, it's very simple actually. I took the window that I made and I just made it a little bit lower like that. On top of that, I added another basic shape, the cube here, and then I just pushed it all the way down and pushed it in, dragged it out like that, and then I put another one of these semi-transparent cubes on top of there, and I just dragged that all the way across like that. And you can actually paint the inside as well of your custom hole. I forgot the name of it, but you can paint the inside of them to make it look more like windows. Just go into the side bit here and then you paint that. You can give it any color you like basically. And of course you can give the middle bar a nice color as well. And there you go, you got a nice custom window that you otherwise wouldn't be able to have. Going out of build mode is probably going to be dark, but this is what it looks like. Semi-transparent cubes, just, I don't know, they feel a little bit nicer to me. But if you want to use full transparent cubes, you can totally do that. Then the next one has been seen by a lot of people already. But if you go and take your hot dogs or corn on the cob, let's go for hot dogs. There's also new foods if you didn't see them yet. There's corn and there's now also steak that you can make. So making these hot dogs on the grill, if you wait long enough, they are gonna do something special. But let's move on to the next thing for now while this is cooking. If you put something in the oven that you're cooking, there will now be a little light on every stove. When it's blue or when it's not green, it means your food isn't ready. When it starts to turn green, it means your food is ready and you have quite some time to take it out actually. As you can see, the hot dogs are still cooking. It is taking a while for them to burn, so you do have quite a lot of time with them. So as you can see, going out of build mode, I was building something. My hot dogs turned completely black and my food is ready right here. I wonder how much time you have to take it out, so let's leave it in there for a little while longer. But the hot dogs, if you now take them off of the grill, they will actually turn into a clump of burned food. Let me go under a light source. There we go. Our burned food on a plate looks so delicious. Too bad you cannot eat it. Can you actually store it in your fridge? That would be so funny. Okay, no, all you can do is throw it away. Then in build mode, you might have noticed something about the materials right now, and that is that they are all zoomed in. So if you were wondering what changed with the materials, they are all zoomed in now so that you can get a better view of what they actually are. However, I do feel like some materials are zoomed in a little bit too much and don't really display what they are. I also feel like the marble texture has changed, but I could be wrong with that. I was playing around with marble earlier and it feels like it changed a little bit, but I could be wrong here. I don't know. It kind of looks like it has more depth to it. I don't know. I could be wrong here. Some materials are kind of weird, like the foil one is just a blank one. Then we also have a leather, which also seems like a blank one. And then we have the ice one, also seems blank. So a lot of these seem a little blank. Then there's this plywood texture that you can only see a little bit. And then if you place it, it kind of looks all the same. So kind of sad that that didn't change, that we still have like the returning pattern with floors so that they look kind of like boring and you can't really use them. But there you go. The textures are actually zoomed in now. Taking a look at my oven right now, I waited for about 10 minutes. It's still just lighting up green, so I don't think my pizza is going to burn. So when the light turns green, you can take it out whenever and then you can eat your food. So I do think only on the barbecue things can burn, but not really in your stove. Then something from the previous update that might be important to you because a lot of people don't play in between updates, but the bike, the old bike that we used to have was just a black one. It has been replaced with this one over here. So all the bikes that we had before, the black ones, they have been replaced by these new bikes and they have been retextured. So that's a good thing as well. So if you suddenly load your plot and you see this bike standing around, that was just your old bike that changed into this one. Nothing went wrong with your game. They just retextured it and the old one has been removed. Then before I forget to mention, the firework items, right next to their info, there is a section that says this item is only for sale during special events. So if you do want to stock some of them up, take a look at things that say for special events. I do think the firework is the only thing right now, but really if you want to stock up some of these items, just take a look at event things. The rest will stay, of course. Then something else, if you go into pool items, as you can see, we have these umbrellas over here. You can actually go ahead and place them, and if you go out of build mode and go up to them, you can now close them if you wish. So if you want to have, like in winter for example, when you have a pool next to your house and you want to close the umbrella next to it, you don't have to remove it anymore. You can actually just totally close that one, and it actually looks like a pine tree, so let's paint that. There we go, that's my pine tree umbrella if you wish. And then some issues from the previous update have been fixed as well, so placing my wall down. The garden trowel actually has a use now, so if you take it up and you use it on the floor, of course on your plot, it will actually create a little dirt pile, so it is usable now, and you can have free dirt piles like that. Just run around, you can click anywhere to use, and then it will create a little dirt pile. I think that's a little fun detail that was added. And then the hose right here actually works as well, so you can turn it on, some water starts pouring out. I think that's really cool to see. But then something for people with orange tree farms or lemon tree farms or whatever farm you have, the update hasn't been as great for those people, because if you now place an orange tree or any fruit tree and you go to harvest it, as you can see, it right now it takes a very long time to harvest just one tree. So if you have a lot of them, your farming or your gardening actually just doesn't make any sense anymore. Your farm can be removed at this point, but it's super slow to harvest now. It takes about 10 seconds to harvest one tree, so it's better to just go back to work, I guess, if you do have lemon trees or fruit trees that you are harvesting. You can also totally use the hoses now to water your plants. I don't think you could use them with the previous update, but now you can totally go ahead and run around with this. It waters your plants if they need water, and as you can see, it rolls out as well, so it has a certain distance limit to it. I wonder if I can break it though. That would be so cool. But yeah, it waters your plant, going back, rolls it back up. I think that's amazing to see as well. So these are some things about the update that you may not have noticed or may not have seen. I hope some of them were new to you. But that was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.